Morning, guys. Is chicken farming risky? That's the question most of you will be asking. And before you venture into this business, guys, that's what you are probably asking yourself. How risky is this kind of business? Well, the answer is yes, it's very risky. And I just have to be careful. I can't walk very fast. I'm in the chicken house, guys, so I have to be walking very slowly. I don't want to step on the chickens. That would be a loss. It's one of the risks, actually. So it's a very risky kind of business, and the risks are high, guys. You can easily, or I can easily, wake up in the morning and find one, two, or three, or five of my chickens have died, and I don't know the cause. It has happened before, and you just have to get through it. Now, guys, so apart from losing chickens randomly, suddenly, all of a sudden, you have no idea what caused the death. Another problem or risk that you may encounter is to do with vaccination, guys, because you have to follow through. It's a very tricky procedure that you just have to know how to go about it, because vaccination is very crucial, because if you don't go through it, you'll actually end up losing the chicks, guys, or the chickens in this case, and the consequences of that are many. They are huge. They stretch all the way to the end of production line. Now it will affect how many chickens you get at the end. It's a bit noisy because it's actually in the morning and the chickens are beginning to lay. It's actually at the time here, it's 9. So this is actually the time the chickens are laying a lot, and it's actually feeding time. As you can see, they are feeding right there, and many of them are consuming. This is the first portion of the day, so up until midday, I think they should be ready with that. They should be done with that feeds, and let's just place this on down. Okay. It's proving difficult. So the risks are very many in terms of vaccination, guys. So you have to follow through, and if you go wrong, the way I did, a few months ago, as you saw in that other video, if I go wrong in the terms of vaccination, guys, it will also affect the chickens in very huge proportions, guys. So you have to be very careful, especially when you are doing vaccinations that involve actually injecting the chickens, the fall pox and the fall typhoid. So you have to be very careful. You have to know which parts are you injecting, which part is the perfect area, or which part of the body you have to inject, guys. If you don't know that, you inject in the wrong position, the chicken will end up with swollen limbs, and then it may eventually die, because those are actually viruses that you're injecting into the body of a chicken. So if they end up in the wrong place, actually you may find there are very problems there. Now, unlike cattle or sheep, where those are huge animals, I'm actually trying to concentrate filming, because the chickens are actually, I'm using a wired microphone, so the chickens are actually jumping onto the microphone trying to grab it. They are very weird animals. They think everything is food. That's the problem with that. So apart from big animals like the cattle or sheep or pigs, guys, the chickens, guys, are very susceptible to environmental factors or changes, like in terms of noise. A very weird or unique voice or sound will actually trigger the chickens into stress, and that will affect the laying. So that's one of the risks that unlike the people who keep cattle, they may not face that, you see. So they are very susceptible to such small changes that you may actually ignore, but they are very significant in terms of the when the chicken is laying, guys. So those are some of the risks involved, though you may think that it's a small thing, but when it occurs, or when you have a sound like that, you have a situation like that, and then the effects, guys, the disadvantages are so many, guys. Now, so a week ago, I had a chicken which was, it started spitting blood or vomiting blood, and it was very weak. It looked very weak. I identified it from the crowd immediately, and I took it. I separated from the crowd, sort of a quarantine situation. So I took it apart from the rest of the chickens. I placed it in a different room just to monitor the situations. Only to find that the chicken was actually sick. It was about to die, guys, and it actually did. It vomited a bit of blood, and then it just died. One thing I noticed that its heart rate the heart rate was very high, guys. So you could just feel it, you can just see it, the heartbeat, guys. It was pumping very fast. Wow. Some of the, you can't really film here, guys. It's a bit noisy, and the chickens keep jumping on you. So those are some of the risk, guys. But I didn't know which disease that is. I did some research on Google, did some Googling, and I only discovered just one disease that could cause that. I mean, it's not the common disease that you vaccinate against. So you see the risks, guys. So I think it was a bit of a mechanical damage, mechanical thing, something physical. Maybe a chicken jumped on it, or I may have, stepped on it, or I may have placed a feeder on it. I'm using wooden feeders, they're a bit heavy. So I may have placed one on it wrongly, because they keep jumping. They're very jumpy, guys, when it's time to feed, guys. So I could have placed, or wrongly just placed a feeder on it. Maybe I don't know. So it just started vomiting blood and died. So like that. So it's a very risky business, guys. So that's a loss. That's a loss for me. Any death that I experienced, guys, here, it's a loss. It's a big loss. So the risks are there. The risks are many. But if you overcome the risks, guys, you are likely to get the rewards. And the rewards are very huge, guys. Look at this. So these are the collections for yesterday. These are around 20 trays. And just from a flock of these. From a flock of these, no, I think this is for 2 days. This is for 2 days, guys. So from a flock of these are 200, about close to 300 chickens, guys. So this is the the collection, guys. So the rewards are many in terms of egg collection, because that's the only thing you get. That's the only reward you get from the chickens. You want the eggs, guys. If you are keeping the chickens for meat, you actually want to sell the chickens as a whole. Maybe you slaughter it and then you sell it out there. Now you may want to add value to your reward by maybe selling it in small portions, or you can just sell the whole chicken if you don't have those mechanisms to actually, there's a chicken right on my head. So I'm talking about the rewards, guys. So if you want to add rewards, now for these are a particular kind of chickens, these are for layers, guys. So the only thing I get from these ones is are the eggs, guys, nothing else. So maybe at the point of maybe towards the end of laying, maybe I may sell the whole chickens, guys, maybe to somebody who can actually go slaughter them, because at that point they're not really ready. They're done with laying, guys. So let me just get rid of this. So yeah, towards the 80th week or 90th week, depending on the production levels, guys, your chickens are ready to be sold. So that's the other time you actually get the money from the chicken. That's actually the final time you get the money from your flock, guys. But within that time, whatever you're getting is actually the eggs, guys. So that's the reward you want to protect at all costs. You want to make sure that you collect the eggs at the right time. You collect all the eggs. You make sure there are no eggs that are breaking. Like here, I don't know why these chickens are crowding here. They usually crowd in a corner just to, when they see maybe an egg which has been broken. Let me just like that. It's a bit difficult. So these are the rewards, guys. The egg is actually the major reward that you want to protect, guys. So you want to keep this egg in the right conditions, guys, so that you can sell it, during the day and actually get your money back. So that is the end, guys. I hope you have gotten something from this. So you have to be careful. It's a risky kind of business, but it's very rewarding at the same time. So you have to gauge, guys. You have to gauge. Do you want to go about it, or do you want to stop? Do you want to venture into the business, or do you want not to? So you have to gauge those. You have to weigh the cost versus, do a cost benefit analysis. So that's the risk versus the reward, guys. It's a bit noisy. It's from that chicken. I will have to end the video here, guys. I hope you have learned something from this. So that's it, guys. Keep subscribing to the channel and keep sharing the video, guys.